My clients are doing these two things to get themselves 20% more than the advertised salary, even if this company calls the salary non-negotiable. And by the way, this works across industries, even the ones claiming that the salary is locked down and set in stone. What we've discovered is that even if it's said to be locked in, let's say at 100K, you can still get to 120K by following this two-step process. Just in case you're new here, I'm Dahlia. I'm a career strategist helping people to land high-paid work that they love. I've been doing that more than 6 years now, and I've also worked about 12 years as a communications consultant and manager for various international organizations as well as private companies. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have career videos coming up for you, which are going to explain how to land high-paid work on your terms. So what is this two-step process that's working so well to get you that dream paycheck? First of all, let me tell you that you're already ahead of most people because the majority of candidates don't even think about negotiating their salary, or they're just too afraid to actually do it, or they don't know how to go about making it happen in a non-weird and in a way that's not going to burn the bridges with that potential employer. But you need to know that if you don't negotiate now, you are actually losing up to $1 million, or whatever currency you're using, over the course of your lifetime. So it's really important not to overlook this. Plus, negotiating now boosts your value in the eyes of that employer. It shows that you are planning on making your mark as an A player at that company and that you want to be seen as one of those highest valued employees to land yourself other promotions and perks in the future. Now, let's dive into the two-step process that I've been talking about, and make sure to stay until the end so that you catch my bonus tips, which are also going to really help you out. Number one, put your detective hat on. This is where you need to go full on James Bond. I've got a process to find the right info that you need to use in your negotiation meeting. It only takes about 15 minutes, so don't run away. Anyone can do it. There's no reason not to. First of all, you need to collect 5 data points on the company. Once you collect those 5 data points, you can work out what the absolute top range actually is, which might actually be higher than what has been advertised. And then you can go into the interview knowing what it is that you can actually get. So here are those 5 data points that you need to gather. Make sure to write these down. First of all, industry standards. Look up the average salary for your position in that industry location and for your level of experience. You can find that info on websites like Glassdoor, PayScale, or LinkedIn. Next up, company details. Research the size of the company that you're interviewing with. Do they have well-experienced professionals with coveted specializations who would demand higher pay? Or are they filled with juniors as well? Company profitability. Check the company's financial statements to see how profitable they actually are. Obviously, a profitable company is more likely to be able to offer a higher salary. Job responsibilities. The more complex or demanding the job, the higher the salary should be. Recognize the hardest parts of the job and how you are the perfect person to fulfill them. Your experience and qualifications. Definitely consider your own level of experience, skills, everything that you bring to the table, and how that is going to most likely compare to other candidates in the market. That's going to give you an idea of the true value that you are bringing to the company and what you should be compensated for in terms of your work. This is just a bit of general advice that I can give you in this short video, but there's an actual formula that you need to apply depending on what the job is. It's obviously all on a case-by-case basis, depends on you and your individual situation and your background, as well as that specific company and all the details about that company. So if you want to get more advice tailored to your situation, feel free to send me an email. My address is dahlia@accelerateYourAmbitions.com. Next up, you want to be planning your negotiation story. Once you've done your research and you have a sense of what is fair compensation for your role, the next step is to craft that story that's going to show your potential. That means that you need a persuasive argument for why you deserve a higher salary than what's originally being offered. This is where you need to obviously leverage all your achievements, skills, and experience to make that strong case for yourself. But don't forget about your potential. It's not just about what you've done, it's about what it is that you're going to do. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of more experienced candidates making, that they focus too much in their negotiation on what they have done. And at the end of the day, that's all evidence to support your case, but the company ultimately doesn't care what you have done in the past. What they care is what you're going to do for them. So you want to be talking about what you're going to do for them and use everything you've done in the past simply as leverage and evidence to back up the achievements you're going to do for them. You also want to use that data that you uncovered earlier, such as revenue generated or cost savings that you plan to achieve in order to support your claims. One more point is that it's really important to approach that negotiation with a collaborative mindset. This is not a battle, so you don't want to view it as a zero-sum game where one party wins and the other loses. Think of it as an opportunity to work together to find a mutually beneficial solution. For example, if you find that company actually cannot offer you more, you might offer alternative forms of compensation such as stock options, a signing bonus, or other non-monetary types of compensation like holidays and things like that. But you need to have a set of reasons why you deserve the salary that you're asking for. You need to be able to rationalize it with your employer, and you should also be prepared to walk away. So make sure you have a minimum amount that if they don't achieve that amount, you are going to be walking away from the offer, which is not easy. But when you're very clear about your career direction and your life goals and what it is that you're looking for, that makes it a lot easier to be able to walk away when something is not a fit, to be able to get the thing that actually is a fit. And it's very, very powerful to be able to say no. Of course, it's also easier if you have multiple options, job options on the table, which is usually the position my clients get themselves into. They have 2, 3, sometimes even 4 multiple job offers. And so it's very easy to say no to the offers that are not quite right because they know they have other options on the table. That is the position that you want to get yourself into as a high-paid, go-to, in-demand specialist. It makes negotiating much easier. It makes getting the salary you want, obviously, much easier. And I have a whole process on how to do that. If you want to check it out, just go to accelerate-your-ambitions.com, and I have a free class walking you through the whole process to get yourself in demand as a high-paid specialist. Anyway, I want to share 2 more bonus tips for you, which are also really key to succeeding in this negotiation. First bonus tip: be confident. This might sound extremely obvious, but delivering your negotiation story with confidence is just as, if not more important than the words that you say. If you are conveying confidence, the employer is going to feel that, and they're going to feel good about giving you what you're asking for. And don't confuse confidence with arrogance, right? An exaggerated sense of your own importance. It's completely different. You can be confident and put the emphasis on what you're going to do for them versus arrogant, which is putting the focus on yourself and why you're so great. They don't care about why you're so great. They just care about what it is that you're going to be delivering for them. Now, you might be sitting there saying, all right, I do wish I could say this with confidence, but how do I actually sound confident? Do I just fake it till I make it? I have trouble actually coming across as confident when I'm there in the interview or on the phone with the employer trying to negotiate. What I would suggest doing is, first of all, you need to rehearse your negotiation story. You want to either work with a professional, like a career coach like me, to get it dialed in and to practice it. And you can also rehearse it with a friend, go over it again and again so that the words come to you really naturally. If you're trying to remember your negotiation story or you're on the phone and you're reading it from a piece of paper, it's going to be difficult to sound confident about it. So say it over and over and over again until you're not only comfortable speaking it, but you also believe it, right? Really, really important to believe it. And a lot of creating that belief is the repetition, reminding yourself about all the amazing achievements that you've done, reminding yourself about all this evidence that you've gathered. These are all true facts. So you don't need to feel unconfident when you've done that research and you have all of those facts on the table in front of you. The next thing is not to forget about other benefits: insurance, kids' education, accommodation, time off, bonuses, like I said before, equity in the company. All of these things can make a huge difference to your life. Also, time is money, so if you're negotiating certain hours or certain days off, that is the equivalent in some cases of money, right? Getting equity in a company can translate to a lot more money than just a higher salary. So definitely consider those things, and remember that if the employer is just not able to match your request in terms of salary, then say, okay, no problem, I can appreciate that. Well, let's talk about, and then you can talk about the other things that you can negotiate. So no matter what, you're creating that win-win for yourself as well as for the employer. They're going to get that A player that they want. You are going to get the compensation that you want, which makes you proud to do this job and also motivated to do it, and also that creates a career on your terms and the life that you want, versus a job to pay bills that really you would rather escape from. So let me know, which of these tips are you going to be implementing, and have you ever negotiated your salary? What happened in your last job? Did you negotiate or did you forget to negotiate? Let's discuss below. And like I said before, I do have a free class for you which discusses how to go from where you are now to high paid, in-demand specialist with work that you love. So you can check that out at the link below. It's accelerateYourAmbitions.com. I hope this was helpful for you. Make sure you've subscribed so that you don't miss my next videos all about how to land a job that you love. And I'll see you next time.